highly entertaining story about me being a hooligan. This is the Gig Podcast. You already know who you're with, who you're listening to, what you're doing, what we're doing. So thanks for coming. So we're in Dick's, right? We're in Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm trying to tuck these Iverson 4s into my sleeves, and it's not working. Now, like I said, I previously had my outfit, my uniform was I would wear a pair of shorts with like a pair of yellow soccer socks and then like a black t-shirt with a yellow one underneath and roll up the sleeve so you can see like the yellow sleeve folded up.
That's a lot of fucking mixing and matching you got going on there.
You know what tell them what I am. You know what?
You're thorough, but
I'm also the
freshest kid
out here, bro.
I'm going to question that at that point in time. I don't know that was your legacy.
Here's the thing.
Hold on. No. Let's go take you back in time. Let's think about this era. Okay.
I'm trying to think about this. All the separate. No, I understand.
Nelly was out here.
But he's just got like all these different.
You're lucky he wasn't wearing a Band-Aid on his face, my man.
I might have tried. Listen, there's no doubt that I might have put a Band-Aid on my face and looked in the mirror like, can I get it off? Can I do it?
I think we all. I think everybody.
I think I might have gave it a shot.
Because that was the time. As soon as that first asshole that came out with the pinwheel hat, for some reason, that shit's hot. I like that.
I like it.
I like that.
I'll wear one of those.
The matching Band-Aid with the matching. Remember the and1 fucking headband?
Oh,
I like that.
Heavy on the headband, bro.
Headbands.
Yeah, this was the era. So even though it sounds crazy right now, obviously.
There it is.
All right, is this playing? You got this on this screen?
No, I don't.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah, I know. I got to figure that out.
Once again, smoke. You can see this motherfucker coming right here. You can see this motherfucker coming.
You see this jerk off in a green dusty Ford Taurus with his gold Rams hat on, bent brim. A fucking but my Band-Aid was probably like an oversized one that my mom had in the it was a big square one. It was like a kneecap Band-Aid. And I'm chasing the Iverson 4s. I'm jonesing to get the Iverson 4s. So, being that I had that uniform thing going on with the high socks, I'm like, well, fuck it. Let me get a couple new pairs of high socks, right? So I stick one soccer sock down this sleeve, one soccer sock down this sleeve. Then I go on to the Iversons. I'm trying to get the Iversons. I stick them in the sleeve. I'm like, this isn't going to work. It looks too crazy. There's no way that I can smoothly sneak out of here with these Jones on my feet. And Kurt's in the aisle like, yo, just fucking do it, bro. Just fucking do it. Let's just walk out. Yeah. And I'm like trying to be kind of slick. I'm like, nah. Let me put him back, right? So I put him back, and we're like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. So we start walking to the front. We come with us. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, I didn't steal the shoes, so maybe I'm good, right? Like, they're like, they had been watching me on the camera, and they saw me. They're like, where's the shoes? I'm like, I don't have any shoes. I dropped them over there. Like, they're like, all right, come with us. And they take me to this back office. They start interrogating
Grilling
me.
You.
Right? And these are like fucking 22-year-old college kids. Like, they're not anybody, but I'm 14, right? So my run-ins with the law are few. Like, I've had a few run-ins with real cops.
I was back in the car.
Yeah, everybody was back in the car except me and Kurth. Me and Kurth are the only two that got pinched. So
remember, I got a pair of, football gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that was dope at the time, too. You had to have your pair of Newmans or your Nike fucking receiver gloves.
We all took, a pair of football gloves. For whatever reason.
Because we were on a fucking boosting spree.
It's a quality glove.
Yeah.
It was a winter time.
I might fuck around and get a pair of winterized Newmans right now.
Yeah, I'll work in them shits tomorrow.
We had a Nike piece.
Yeah, something fresh.
I'll move 2x4s in those this weekend.
With the grip.
I'll tell you what you don't got.
Grip.
You ain't got the official. He tried to steal my official stick-up kid limited edition Milwaukee gloves this morning, and then smoked a cigarette in them and fucking ruined them for me. I might as well just give them to you now.
That was the plan.
Yeah, I contaminated them.
That's what he was going for.
Well, you got to say he's got them behind him. He's got the red ones up there now.
Yeah.
But I never seen the black.
The black ones are official.
On black Milwaukee's.
Yeah, they're wild official. But that's what I do, bro. I get official things. You know what I mean? I get the exclusives. I chase them down.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah. So they got us in a back room interrogating us. And I'm like, I didn't take them. I don't got nothing. So they're like, well, what's your name? So automatically in my brain, I go, Sean Gatta. My neighbor's last name is Gatta. It's the first thing I thought of, right? So I tell him, Sean Gatta, 6 Cavison Trail. Tell him my neighbor's house and address. They're like, all right, well, you're going to have to come call your parents to pick you up. I'm like, fuck. So I wind up calling Gayshore, right? And I'm hoping that they pick up on the vibe over the phone of, like, how we got to work this story.
We knew.
So I'm like, yo, they got me. I'm like, oh, well, Mom's not around? All right, well, listen, I need you to come pick me up then. Yeah. Nah, yeah, I got in some trouble. Just come pick me up at Dick's. I'll tell you about it when you get here. So they're like, what's up? I'm like, my brother's coming to get me, right? And somehow in that conversation, I said, yo, I said my name. I don't remember how I told him that I used Sean Gatta, but I used that name so that he could use that name, right?
Right.
Time goes by. He comes in.
Yeah, we waited a little bit.
Yeah.
We waited, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After we got the call, we, like, chilled for
You're
a
like,
little
all right,
bit.
we got to kick it. We got to make this
Can't go right
realistic.
in there,
Yeah.
You got to do 15, 20 minutes to get there. We're sitting in a parking lot 25 feet away.
So they let Kurth go because he didn't get pinched with anything. They find the socks in me, right? They, like, after that, I tell them I didn't have the sneakers. I, like, I sit down, right? This is before the phone call. I sit down, I'm chilling.
He's got all these
They're
compartments.
They're like, you know what?
His whole outfit is yo, what else you got on? He's got...
They're like, can you
long
take
sleeve
the jacket
everything.
off? Can you take the jacket off? I take the jacket off, and I'm trying to, like, leave the socks and the sleeves and shit. And the first one, I got it. I'm good, right? The second one, I go to take off, and as I take it off, it drops out the jacket. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it never works out how you want. It never works. That's the hardest fuck. When they got you, you got one chance. If you fuck up,
if you don't get away,
you gotta be smooth.
If
I mean,
you don't get it on the first try, it's over. So you go.
No rehearsing.
Charge.
Yeah,
Can't rehearse that.
So boom.
You just gotta,
I'm caught
Oh,
red-handed.
you can
rehearse it, but you never know what you have. You just gotta rehearse.
You gotta be able to freestyle.
You know
it's
what?
different
yeah.
under pressure, though. Under pressure, it's
You
different.
can't rehearse. It's not.
You gotta spend
natural. That's
yeah.
natural, babe.
You gotta.
If you get away with that,
you're good.
Some
Right,
people
that's what
go
I'm
in there
saying.
and give themselves up. Like when they get pinched and you get the asshole
what I'm
comes to
saying.
you
You
at
gotta
the
be
mall.
smooth.
Oh, I got these.
I remember somebody
You gotta
attacked
be
me at the mall.
smooth with it.
I was walking through Cherry Hill Mall, and I had the goods. Right? I had the goods. I was 50 feet from the door, and I got tackled by 3 grown 25-year-old gorillas,
guards.
bro. These boys were in LA Fitness 4 days a week. I was in there 6. Don't get it fucked up. But they attacked me, bro, on my way out the door. I had to fight. I lost the bags.
Like,
But
bro, why do you care about your job so much as you
That's
get
what I'm
beat up and
saying.
shit?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck do you care so much for? You know what I'm saying? But I wound up losing the bags. Long story short, I lost the bags. I lost my dignity. I got beat up by 3 guys that worked for the security department.
Yeah, well, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So the socks fall out. And this is the thing. You can't maybe rehearse that particular instance, but you can. I spent my whole life of crime up to that point rehearsing just being as smooth and slick as possible in every situation.
Under pressure, though, you gotta be smooth with it.
And I was trying to be. I don't think it was really my mistake. I think gravity took over.
If anyone knows that better, pardon me, Sean. If there's anyone who knows that better than that, that's Smoke.
Yeah.
This is the luckiest fucking
Smoke
motherfucker
is for real the luckiest.
in the history of the game.
Yeah.
You gotta be smooth with it.
Without a doubt. Smoke may be the
Smooth,
luckiest
dog.
man in the world.
Smooth.
He's a sneaky little criminal. Not anymore, obviously, but
Sneaky little criminal.
you know, back in his
He's
day.
always in the right place at the right time. That's my dog right there.
Gotta be smooth
He's
with
always in the right place at the right time. You want to talk about? He said he's smooth. Yeah, he got away with some shit.
Yeah, sure enough did. He
That
used
was
to
some
tell
shit.
he used to tell people, nah, Cove did all my time for me. Cove got caught for the both of us.
Yeah. Smoke would always come back around. If something happened and say somebody didn't come back, Smoke would be the one coming back. Be like, yo, some shit happened.
They got
That
him.
Smoke
They got Sean.
They got him, dog.
Smoke dipped through some 6 yards of bush. He's hiding in
He's
somebody's
out.
garage.
He's out. Everybody else
He's
got
low
pinched.
to the ground, bro. He's easy. He gets away easy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm underneath a tarp under some firewood. I've done it.
Trying to look like firewood.
Yep.
Sitting in his head like, what does firewood
Yep.
look like? He's like folding his arms in different ways. Like, yeah, that's probably it right
7
there.
yards over under a tarp and in a firewood batch.
Yeah. So I call this guy and I'm like, yo, yeah, mom's not, all right, well, you got to come pick me up. So he comes in. Somehow I dropped that my name is Sean Gatta, right? He comes in 20 minutes later. He's like, yeah, I'm Jay Gullah. I got to get my brother.
Whose name I don't know.
Why would he think that was supposed to be his name?
I don't know, man. I guess that's what he heard over the phone
he heard
or
the
some
G.
shit.
He heard the G. He fought again. He folded under pressure.
Yeah, he got a little.
He couldn't be smooth with it.
Yeah, fucking guy couldn't do it.
Under pressure is different.
Fucking guy couldn't do it.
Yeah,
He probably knew Gatta the whole 25 feet walk up. But once he got to his
once
face,
he got there, shit got
folded.
too hot for him.
He was practicing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
All right, so
Walking the
what
whole way.
I'm
I'm
gonna be
Jay
all right.
Gatta. I'm Jay Gatta.
He had it all the way
Jay
I'm
down.
Jay Gullah.
Go.
Yo, but here we go. I'm smooth enough to freestyle, and they're like, well, if that's your brother, why does he have a different name? So before he could answer that question, I'm like,
Two different dads.
I'm like, he's my half brother.
Step.
And they're like, oh, okay, and they just let it slide after that.
My
right?
mom goes alphabetically.
They let him sign, and let me walk
Oh, you
away
got
with
lucky.
only just because it was like a $4.25 pair of socks. They didn't want to deal with all the
Yeah.
bullshit
Right.
that came with that.
Then why'd they pinch you in the first place?
But then there was a letter sent to
the house.
sent to the Gatta's house saying that we arrested, we caught Sean
We
Gatta.
just want to let you know. We had your younger son in custody for a little bit about some socks.
Fuck, dude.
Well, at
I
least
had to go apologize to the neighbors and shit.
say what you want about Gay Shore, but that's a stand-up dude. I got pinched one time shoplifting, and it was like 1 o'clock on a Friday morning on South Street.
Yeah.
And I gave them my uncle's phone number.
What were you trying to get?
Cassette tapes. I was stealing cassette tapes from
okay.
Tower Records because I was wonderful at it in Cherry Hill.
Right.
I would grab a stack of them.
You tried to take it to the big leagues.
I tried to take it to the big leagues,
Yeah.
and it was a mistake. So they got me, and I gave them my uncle's phone number, who's like only 10 years older than me.
Right.
I'm like, all right, they're going to call. They're going to ask for my dad. He's going to know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
They call. He answers the phone. Hey, is this Richard Yakatan? And he goes, nope, you need to call this number. I gave him the whole. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Oh man, that's a hurt piece.
Yeah.
So what did Richard Yakatan do? Beat your ass or what?
The parents just don't understand video.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. The whole ride home. My mom drove my car home because I had driven us all to Philly. My mom drove my car home, and my dad drove next to me, just pounding my chest inside out.
Yeah. Well,
Motherfucker. And it was the guy who pinched me was so fucking furious because I had like $60 on me.
Yeah.
So when he made me run my pockets, I had the tape and then I had the cash. And I'm like, can I just buy this from you? He's like, you motherfucker. And he was like, I wasn't gonna bust your balls, but now I am.
yeah. Yeah. So
What tape was it? Do you remember?
yeah, do you remember what tape it was?
If I'm not mistaken, it was the House of Pain tape with Jump Around on it. That's about right for that time period.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, sure.
So the fact that you were a college senior,
Yeah, driving around, stolen car and whatnot.
yeah, stolen
That's still
car.
a big racket. I remember doing that
Not
as
in
a
a-
kid.
Yeah,
Or Tory.
trying to boost CDs.
Yeah.
No, we used to hit Sam Goody like crazy. Sam Goody and the spot across from the high school was the best for that. They used to have just this. Remember they had that CD
I remember
store?
they had the spot over there. Yeah,
They had a good CD store over there.
Oh, they had Tunes over there, didn't they?
Tune.
was
I
it a
think
Tunes?
was
It
like
might have been.
It might have been a Tunes. No, Tunes was on the Pike, I think. But I think this one was like a little independent record shop. But it had. I remember they were selling mixtapes in there.
Okay.
Were they?
Yeah, back in the day.
I don't remember ever getting a mixtape anywhere but from a mixtape guy. For real.
We used to sell them up in Willingboro at
In the
Sound
barber
Express.
shop. In
Yeah,
a barber
I would
shop
get them at the
somewhere.
barber shop.
Yeah.
Or remember the day we got the Crack Files mixtape?
Yeah.
Here we
So
go.
did I ever tell you
all
this
roads
one?
lead back to PD. Go ahead.
Yeah, dude. PD,
Yo, I got the CD. We got a
I
CD
got it.
player.
PD holds such
Yeah.
an
I
importance
got
in
a
my
good CD.
in my
Yeah.
in my
Is that
life.
my CD?
Probably.
It might be.
I think
it
it
might
is
be.
my
A,
CD.
it might
I think
be
I
a
remember
burner.
giving you that.
Yeah, but it might be a burner. It might be.
Yeah. They're hard to come by anymore. Them burnt CDs are hard to come by, man. They're gone.
Smoke busted out a PD CD and he walked up to the truck. He's like, "You got a CD player in here?" I'm like, nah,
You
dog.
got a
I was
CD
like,
player.
damn. I was like, I don't either. I was banking your truck. I was like, because my car definitely don't have a CD player. I was like, yo, I got it. We were going to the store. I brought it in. I was like, yo, you got a CD? He was like, nah, I only got a CD. I was like, damn.
So what we're
Like, how are we gonna
wondering,
play this thing?
to anybody out there watching, if you have a '96 Ford Taurus with a CD player in it,
Can you
come
swing
on
by?
and stop by so we can listen to this joint. So me and E, right, are, let's see, we were probably 19, 20, something like that. And there's a house party up in Northeast Philly. But the hoodlums that we don't drive. So we hop on a train and we meet up with two of my other buddies from up North Jersey that came down. And we all get on a train in Lindenwold and we're going to a house party in Northeast Philly. So we're riding, we hop the train. We're on the L going up to Frankfurt, to the transportation center.
Right.
On that train, dude comes walking through with his duffel bag full of CDs and DVDs, So we're like, well, what do you got? You got something good? He had Crack Files 4, which none of us at that point, the only other PD CD we had was Prince of the Rock, which was all PD's first shit. And we loved it, and we smoked a lot of PCP listening to it.
That's what you're supposed to
and
do.
we held PD in super high regard.
Sure.
Now, PD I don't even think Flipside had really blown up or anything yet. Like, PD was like wild local, just, if you knew, you knew.
It definitely didn't blow up yet.
Yeah, if you knew about PD, you knew about PD. So he had like 2 copies or 3 copies. He was one short for like the 4 of us. 3 of us got it. And then my man Mikey Hove didn't get it, but he didn't really care because he's on a different level than me and fucking E and the coach. The coach was the other dude who was there. Do you remember the coach?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
The coach is TWD certified.
I tell you,
You might know the coach from Vacation. You might recognize his face if you've seen him. He did a nice long vacation.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have seen him
I
around.
just was gonna say disclaimer about this story. I don't remember much about this night.
I was not here for any of this.
You were on a whole bunch of blues anties.
in some activities. I might have even stepped in some certain turfs and territories that I shouldn't have really been in. And said some things that I didn't mean. So
Truly,
I
from the bottom
apologize
of
in
my heart.
advance.
I'd like to apologize.
Yeah, that was quite some time ago.
I'd like to offer a pre-apology.
My sincerest apologies
Before
for
I-
what you're about to hear.
Before I find out what I have to apologize for, I'd like to just lay the
but
groundwork to let you know that I will be apologizing after I find out what it is I need to apologize for.
The world was very different at whatever time this is going to be.
Ain't that crazy that we have to say that now?
I don't say it. I go raw dog, baby.
That's like a lifetime ago.
It was 20 years ago.
It is.
So,
Dang.
we're on the L. We buy Crack Files 4. And I think the coach... No, I think it was 4.
Okay.
I'm almost positive it was 4. Because it had the Come Up Show freestyle on it. Where we at, Dowie? You know?
Yeah, it was a
Back
good
when
tape.
me and my baby mom was together and we never would fight. I never heard that song again anywhere else.
No.
We buy it,
Negative.
right? And I think the coach had a CD Walkman at the time, 15-second anti-skip. And so we're trying to like
Shock
listen
protection.
to it.
That's
Yeah,
the
we're
fancy
trying to
one.
like share listening to it and shit like that.
The snap, John, that snap shut.
Yeah, the snapshot.
those
Yeah.
fucking
The
things.
Sony looked like all
That-
fucking chubby and shit. Yeah, real fucking
Sony
utilitarian.
Explode. What were them boom boxes? The Explode, but
Yeah,
the CD
that was
version.
dope. Yeah. So we hop off. We get to Frankfurt Station where my man's supposed to pick us up in his Reliant K station wagon.
Oh, nice.
Right?
That's solid work.
Yeah. And we get off at Frankfurt Station. Now, E had a whole gang of Xannies. When I met with him that night,
Supposedly.
like a jerk off, I looked at him. I said, well, I'll take half of them. I'm going to sell half and you sell half. That's how this is going to work,
We'll meet
right?
in the middle.
And he's like, you motherfucker. But then gave me half of the Xannies to sell. So we both got a pocket full of Xantrax.
Yeah.
And we hop off to fucking Frankfurt. I don't know how many we've eaten at this point. I still have memory of the situation, so it must not have been too many, right? At least for me. We hop off Frankfurt, and we post up. We loved chicken shops at the time.
Okay.
Because in Washington Township, there's not a lot of chicken shops.
Right.
Right? So there's a chicken shop right across the street from the fucking Frankfurt train station. We're going to get some wings with salt, pepper, and hot sauce. We do that. And we're standing outside waiting on the Reliant K to come scoop us. And
That you should.
a couple of junksters walk around the block, right? And they're like, yo, you want to buy these cameras? And they had the old school, like the disposable cameras. They had
Yeah.
like a pack of like 5 of them, right? I'm like, I'll trade you some Zans. You know what I mean? I'll give you fucking.
That's his idea, selling half the
Yeah.
Zans. He's fucking first.
some cameras out
he
of
gets
him.
off the fucking steps of the train, and the
find
first
cameras.
the first junk box that walks up to him with some old Kodaks. He said, I'll give you 2
Listen,
I'll give you 2 Zans for
This is
that.
2002. Those were brand new Kodaks. goddammit.
They were some, the disposables were nice. That was a great.
I'll give you fucking 2 Zans for them, right? So now, boom, we're going to a
Going
house
right.
party. Listen, a camera is a solid tool to have at a house party.
Yeah.
So-
I wish I had more of them back in the day. Honestly, that's it. They were.
I wish I could find those 5 cameras.
Yeah.
I would love to see what happened there.
Yeah,
So now-
they would be, and the best would be like if they could be dated somehow. Like you would know what, like.
Weren't
'cause
they?
They
On the
do.
back?
They
It
put
only
on the
had like
picture.
30 pictures on it, right?
Yeah,
So
but
you
on the
would-
picture, usually it would say in the corner the date.
Or on the bottom?
On a lot
no, I
of them.
thought
Not
that-
all of them, but some of them.
Maybe the fancier ones.
It depends on who
Yeah.
developed them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
maybe
true.
the fancier ones.
Right. In orange, usually. In a corner.
I thought that was the digital
And a
digital
real
pictures
clock,
that started
little
doing
digital
that.
clock-like.
These ones,
Yeah.
the disposables were just the regular
It
pictures.
was 35 millimeter film.
It was
yeah.
a piece
Yeah.
of it was a piece of cardboard wrapped around
Yeah.
a roll of film.
It didn't have no date on it.
Nah,
I mean,
maybe not.
on the back it did.
Maybe.
On the
I don't
back,
know.
that's right.
But so I'm like, fuck it, I'll give you 2 Xannies for the 5 cameras. They're like, come on, they're fighting with me. But then they give me the 5 cameras for the 2 Xannies. So all right, bet.
So you're up. You're up 5 cameras now.
So now here we are outside the chicken shop taking pictures of each other.
Sure.
Now listen, this was a time before 20-year-old boys, young men, took selfies cheek to cheek with each other. I got him! He just spit his drink out.
Yeah, we were just talking fucking 20 years ago, man. These kids are different.
Yeah, they take selfies cheek to cheek now.
Island boy.
So me and Ethan over here, fucking, we're taking pictures of each other. Like, all right, Coach, you take this one. And the 3 of us fucking stand outside the chicken shop looking as tough
Tugging
as
it
we
up,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Getting
Taking
your
our
rap,
flicks.
getting your rap CD poster
We're
together.
fucking partying, right? Now these 2 fucking youngsters.
Knowing how that night plays out, I know why those cameras didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
cameras didn't stand a chance. Mind you, we just got off the train. And we ain't got no book
25
bag. We ain't
pictures
got no
already
you got
done.
limited pocket space for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
evening.
And 5 cameras between 4 of us. Everybody got to just hold one in a hand. Everybody got to hold a here's your camera for the night. Here's your camera for the
I
night.
think that's
Here's
what
your
we did.
camera for the night.
Everybody just blew 'em
Everybody
out.
gets a
I wish
camera.
we had them cameras.
And you get a camera.
That's
and
right.
you get a
I
camera.
wish we had them cameras.
So these youngsters, right, apparently told 100 other youngsters, yo, they're selling Xannies by the chicken shop, right?
All right.
So we're standing there, right? Every
That's
30
right.
seconds, somebody walks around the corner. We're like, yo, y'all got the Xannies? We're like, yeah, how many you need? You know what I mean? And we're fucking going hand in hand.
Need 6
We-
cameras worth.
Now, we're fucking 4 white kids from Jersey who just set up a fucking Xanny block in the middle of Frankfurt.
Out front of the chicken joint.
Out front of the chicken joint, not giving a half a fuck. Like, fuck it. Not even thinking that this could be a problem.
I
Right.
served like fucking 5 people in like 2
May-
minutes.
maybe more.
Because we got bumped.
Because I
remember
feel
that.
like we got rid of most of our Zans right there at
we had to
fucking
walk
Frankfurt.
away because it was getting hot out.
Yeah. Right.
I'm telling you. The
They
black was hot.
started like lining up, and we're like, "Yo, chill,
lying.
like, what the
Easy,
fuck?"
easy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not lying.
I could see E being like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like getting mad because there was too many people trying to buy drugs
Yeah,
from
fucking Frankfurt.
Taking
ass.
pictures of the crowd while you're there.
him. Yeah.
All these people came out to see us. This is great.
Yeah.
Cheek to cheek selfies,
So then,
going hand to hand.
reluctantly, we would have spent the we would have spent the whole night hanging outside of the chicken shop selling Xannies and taking pictures of each other. But the Reliant K rolls in, right?
Party's over,
Shady.
or it's about to start.
Kelly rolls up, right?
Yeah.
Kelly rolls up. Kelly is a gentleman. His last name is Kelly. That's why we call him that. He rolls up in a Reliant K with probably fucking... Who was his homeboy? Does anybody remember his homeboy he used to roll with in the Northeast? It was a white dude with a black name. I want to say it was like Tyrone or something. But he was like a wild blonde Irish kid named Tyrone. It was fucking weird. Terrell... something like that. Terrence.
Terrence.
His name was Terrence. We called him T. So T and Kelly roll up, and we're like, all right, let's roll. We reluctantly leave our new home at the chicken shop to fucking hop in the Reliant K and slide up further into the Northeast. And we get to fucking Shady's house for the house party, right? And it's already jumping. The Chalfont boys partied like you wouldn't believe. Like, we partied, but them Chalfont boys they stuck with us, right? We were neck and neck. Like,
By this part in the evening, I checked out.
You don't remember.
I checked out. So to be honest, those boys defeated me that evening. You fought the good fight. I was long gone.
I made it for a few more hours.
Yeah, I was long gone.
I'll tell you right up to where I don't remember how
Mind
to
you,
tell you anymore.
I had, we had, a good amount of
Prof, what up?
Footballs, just
Yeah, left and right.
around. Yeah.
So I'm in there.
I don't know how, as a kid, we could do things. If I even smelled one of them these days, I'm going to sleep.
For 2 days.
Yeah.
I take one sometimes when I go to the dentist, but I don't even take a Blues Annie. I take the little bit, like the bitch ass Klonopins, like the lightest fucking mildest Klonopins you could take, and I sleep until tomorrow every time I fucking take one.
Yeah, they're
ruins me, bro.
I don't know how we took them as kids.
So we get to the house party, and the house is shaking, bro. They got fucking music playing. Now, Northeast Philly house parties were way different than fucking Jersey house parties were. In Jersey, everybody's just kind of standing around looking at each other, drinking. There's some fucking wild frat-looking dude yelling in the backyard and doing a beer bong, and there's another dude jumping into the pool with his clothes on, and, that type of dumb shit. House parties in Northeast, music's playing, girls are dancing, the fucking room's shaking, there's a cooler in the corner, the fridge is filled. So we're like, oh shit. We get in the party, we're ready to boogie, right? And I'm a guy, listen, I'll tell you like Pop Smoke told them, right? Just because I dance, don't think I'm a bitch, right? Because I will boogie. I will get on the dance floor and get loose. And that's exactly what I went to go do.
You just got to get loose enough.
Yeah. I was already wild loose.
Pop locking?
Yeah. No, there was girls there, so I wasn't wasting my time with that. You know what I mean? I was trying to dance with girls and shit.
Okay.
So, now also, I'm sure that we probably
Drink
handed...
in the air.
We probably...
One hand on the waist.
You know what I mean?
One of those deals.
Yeah, one of that move. I'm sure we gave T and Kelly just a handful of free Xanax, right? Just because they were the Northeast, the Chalfont boys, right? Like, oh, here you go, guys. Party on.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. And we're in the building,
Again,
right?
that's the difference in his pack and my pack.
Well, here's the thing.
My pack, I made the block hot. His pack,
I
he
handed
got
out to
Kodaks.
everybody.
He's got the Hollywood
I
pack.
didn't make Kodaks and the Chalfont boys. He's
listen.
fucking good that night.
Listen, I got 5 cameras and laid off of my pack, and that's really all I needed.
For sure.
So we're in the building, and people are buying up all the Xans, right? Because whatever we had left from fucking shutting the block down in Frankfurt, now we're shutting the house. We're putting the house party to sleep. And here's where it goes. Null and void for me.
This is the part.
Some girl who was pretty young seeming, right? Like, she seemed like 15. Shady tells me that she's 18. I wasn't really
Doesn't feel like it.
At the point, I wasn't sure who to believe, right? So I'm like, but she was like pushing up on me. Now, not because she thought I was like Superfly. She knew I had the Xans,
bars,
right? Yeah. She's like, you got Xannies? I'm like, yeah, it was, what do you want? How many do you want? She was like, well, I'm not really, I don't, what's up, though?
How does it work?
Yeah.
Teach me.
So I'm like, nah. So something goes on where Shady's calls me upstairs. His upstairs is a construction site. It's like stick framed and shit. There's like there's no comfort up there. It's
I think it was a bando with a black light on, to be honest with you, because it was dark out.
It might have been.
Like, we didn't know no better.
Yeah.
It might have been a bando with a black light.
It probably was. So the whole thing, it's
A generator was running the
It's supposed, to
refrigerator.
be, it's supposed to be drywall right there. Nah, we could just.
we're getting it
That's
remodeled.
fucking 5th Street right there.
Yeah. They got an extension cord running to the light to the street post outside to power the party with
Yeah,
it.
they party different out there.
That's
the
old
parties
school,
were
though.
definitely, the party different for sure. Them city
So
parties
for
were
some
always a good
reason,
time.
for some reason, Shady calls me upstairs. The girl follows me, right? I'm like, whatever. So I walk up to this fucking construction site with fucking OSB plywood floors and stick framed fucking bedrooms. And he's talking to me about something, and the girl comes up behind me and like sullies up next to me, right? I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but I'm using it. And then it goes fucking 0 dark 30 for me. So I don't know what happened. I could have slept with Kelly that night for all the fuck I know up there. I don't remember.
Dark 30.
I'm not sure. I don't even remember where I woke up that night. It was a long time ago. I might have woke up at home. I might have woke up at Kelly's. Chances are I probably woke up on Eat's couch. Or the side of his house, because that happens sometimes too.
During this window of your life, like not just tonight, but what would you say the percentages of times that you woke up and had no fucking clue where you were?
Sure.
Because this is certainly not the first story you've told like that.
Yeah, no. I would wake up in a spot and be confused, but usually immediately know where I was at.
Somehow figure it out. Like,
Yeah,
it was familiar, but just you didn't realize it at first.
It just took me a second to like get out of the confusion.
Gotcha.
Like I might wake up on Eat's couch and be like,
I don't recognize these walls. Oh wait, these are E's
"Oh,
walls.
I'm at E's house."
Yeah.
All right, I'm cool.
Okay.
Oh, we're good. Let me go back.
It's
to
not
sleep.
always
I'll go
just
back
some
to
weird
sleep.
basement that you have to sneak out of.
That really only happened once, which was a story that we told a few episodes back. You got to go look for that one. I don't know what episode it was in, but yeah. So that was the thing, you know. It was that was crazy. That was crazy. It's fucking crazy, bro. We were fucking crazy back then.
So,
You know.
It was a different time.
It really was. It was really quite the
can't,
different
like,
time.
the time that you were selling
bring back
Xannies
the
for cameras.
2000s. Bring back the 90s.
Here's the question, right? If you rewind, right now, you could rewind to let's say 97 when you were 11 years old or 12 years old, and fucking redo everything from 12 on forward. What's your move? Do you do it, or do you say fuck it? I don't even want to rewind. I'll just
Well,
stay right
you
where
have
I'm
the
at.
knowledge you have now. You have the knowledge you have now, but you can go back and start over at 12.
No, you wake up at 12 like a fucking Zanny night, right?
You just-
you wake up, you're like, what the fuck? You're like, this is me, and I'm 12? So, and then that's right where you get a split second to say, like, all right, I'm just keep going as 12, or you close your eyes again, and then you wake back up as 35 years old.
What type of question is that? Yeah, I mean, I guess I would keep going as 12, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a question I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think probably, right?
If the question is if you knew what you knew now, you just woke up tomorrow and all this, I was just high. I mean, that happens to me still to this day. I fucking wake up. That's the story of my life. I gotta look around and be like, all right, I'm still alive. It's still going on.
This thing's still.
So far, so good.
It's time to go to work every fucking day. So
Yeah, here I am again doing
Here we
this
go.
fucking thing.
here
Yeah.
we go. So anyway, but I'm just wondering, like, why? Like, what's the point? Like,
Because it's a fucking podcast where we just pose fucking ridiculous questions and see if we can
If
find
I
something
knew-
funny to
Is
talk about during
is
it.
there a single point that, had you made a left instead of a right, your entire life would be different? That's what he's trying to ask.
I've been doing fucking 1080.
I don't-
A 360 kickflip to get back frontwards, backwards, and around again.
I don't know that I could call it one single fucking point though. Like,
It was an era of fuck ups.
yeah,
But yeah, but there's a pivot point. There's a point at which, so it might not have been your first fuck up, but there's a point at which you were like, okay, I'm just all in on this shit now.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm a good kid and I'm gonna behave all the time. This is just my shit now.
I mean, I feel like that came relatively quick, right? Like from the time I started not giving a fuck, I think I just went balls to the wall with not giving a fuck.
So
Like,
that's what I'm saying. The point, where was the day that you stopped giving a fuck? And if you went back and changed that day, like, okay, I'm gonna go start staying with my aunt instead of staying with my parents and see if it turns out differently.
it's somewhere right around when I started smoking reefer.
Okay.
That
At about
it might have
12
been
or
the time
13.
where we kicked the back door of the bus open and ran out.
You think that's where it
It
started
all
at?
changed from
I
that
think
day.
That's the
might-
day where it all
where
fucking
we
went
jumped
wrong.
out the back door of the bus
Yeah.
on the last day of school.
Yeah, because, well, listen, because here's the thing, right? So you grew up, Smoke, you grew up walking to school up to that point.
Yeah.
Like before you moved
Yeah.
to our neighborhood,
Yeah,
you
walked.
walked to school when you lived in the city. I lived in Blackwood before that, and we were still taking buses to school.
Yeah, bus was all the way weird to me.
Yeah. And all the older kids on the last day of school, all through my elementary school career, all the older kids on the last day would hop out the back of the bus. It was tradition.
Yeah.
So now I'm an older kid in a new school district, and I'm just trying to carry the
Keep the
tradition
traditions
on.
going.
Yeah.
And I got Smoke with me, who whatever I'm going to do, Smoke's going to do, and whatever Smoke does, I'm going to do.
Right.
So I'm like, Smoke, we're jumping out the back of the bus. He was probably like, he probably didn't even question. I want to say that he was probably like, why? What are we going to do that for?
let me
But
grab my
probably
bag.
not. He was just probably like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing today.
That's how we're doing it.
That's the thing we're doing
It is,
today?
it is jump off the bus o'clock, so let's go.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been it. Or one of the, or we used to,
That might have been it.
before that, right, before the last day of school, we would stand up on this hill that was like maybe
Oh, man.
20 or 30 feet above the street,
Okay.
but it was like a hill almost straight down to the street. So we would stand at the top of the hill and just launch glass bottles into the street, just like trying to cause mayhem and shit. So that also might have been it.
Okay.
Really, I think if what I'm trying to say here is if I go back, it was probably the day that I met Smoke is when it all got fucked up. Had I not met Smoke, well, my life would have been a whole lot better.
Still be in boarding school getting straight A's.
You know what I mean?
The smoothest criminal out here. Don't get it fucked up. Remember Smokey's name. Remember his name.
We got 6 people in the chat. I can only see 2 names. So if you're in here, say what's up. We'll say it back. Yeah, me and Smoke have been getting into trouble.
Huh.
Well, okay, so we got into trouble together for a good 12 years, from 10 till about 22. And then Smoke, I don't know how the fuck he did it, got himself on a straight and narrow at 22 and stopped getting high. He was the only fucking one out of the whole crew who at fucking 22 years old was like, I think I had enough of this. I think I'm going to be done with this. Right? You were like 22,
was
23?
23, 24 or something maybe.
Fucking young, man.
Yeah, but you
Jesse
gotta,
James,
but,
what's
but,
up, brother?
But you got to realize those prior 10 years
You were wilding.
were rough wilding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't no like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it was like that
Sammy
10 years
Sammy
was
used to
like,
go hard in the paint.
No, I can remember a
He
point.
used to go hard in the paint.
Look, I can
What did you
remember
used to have? What was the car? The little.
the Ultima.
The little Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
the Ultima.
I can
thing-
remember
you
a
could
point
catch that thing in North Camden, like 6 hours out of the
reversing
day.
down a block. Yo, one time me and
6
Smoke, yo,
hours out of the
look,
day.
look, me and Smoke pull up on the block, right? Smoke's driving the Ultima. And we pull up the little side street to fucking get our drugs. And they fucking serve us our drugs, right? And as Smoke goes to pull out straight, a fucking cop blocks off the top of the
Yeah,
block. So now we can't go straight past him.
Yeah.
Smoke goes, fuck it. Throws it in reverse a whole way down the one way like this. Skirt! Spins it, damn near fucking 180 spins it, and peels down fucking Vine Street to get the fuck
Smoke
out of
used to
there.
go hard in the paint.
Back to the highway.
I used to hate driving with Smoke, bro.
Hated it,
The
though.
smoothest criminal, dog.
I used to hate driving
Sammy,
with
Yeah,
him.
you used to always say that too.
Lived
Like,
a
yo, I
whole
hate
lifetime.
driving.
That's why when Sammy said he got clean when he was fucking 23 years old, bro, like respect. Like he did a lot of, he's just lucky to be alive, man. We all are. We all are.
He's lucky he didn't kill that one old Puerto Rican lady in East Camden back in the day that he almost hit with the car.
He used to whip that
And
fucking
he didn't even
Nissan.
care.
No
That
son of a
Nissan-
bitch.
I remember
with me?
holding on for dear life in that fucking. He'd be in his chair like this, right? Because like Sammy's not the tallest kid anyway, and we all had to have our shit on lean back in the day.
Yeah, you had to be cool.
You know what I mean? So Sammy would be knocked like this in his car, and he's driving down and hit these bumps in North Camden and downtown. Boom! In his lip up.
Yo,
Like
his
driving
fucking,
through Beirut.
this guy's, bruh, Smoke's Ultima was the original Tesla with self-drive. You could fall asleep and just let that shit drive. That shit just made it where it was supposed to go.
Yo, that like $15,000, $17,000 Ultima was probably worth like 36.
$15.
No, it was probably worth like 36
Didn't
by
you
the
put,
time I
like,
would have worked.
400,000
Yeah, I would have
miles
worked
on
and had
that
to get done to it.
Isn't that thing still on the road somewhere? Your grandmother or something's got it, don't she?
No, my mom was driving. Nah, for real. My
I
mom
know
was,
them things stay in the
Drove
blood.
it.
My
They
mom
stay
was
in
driving
his family
it,
forever.
and
Get,
Then they come to me.
they get a vehicle,
Yeah.
that thing stays in the LaCroce family
nah,
forever.
because she get. I think, and then my mom got a new car, but I think at the time my little cousin was maybe just getting his license.
Oh, that's perfect first
So-
car.
So, and my uncle's a mechanic. So he was like, "I'll take it, or I'll give you a little something, whatever. And he'll fix it up." And then gave it to like one of my little cousins for like a first car.
That's perfect.
And now I don't know where
that
it's
thing
at.
that thing has war stories on it.
And some blood stains on the ceiling.
Who knows what else is in that fucking car?
There's probably still a couple of fucking sacks tucked in between the
I
e-brakes.
bet you those 5 cameras are in that motherfucker.
Take the back seat out.
In the spare tire compartment.
Yeah. You check the
That's where
trunk.
that's where
Probably
them fu-
stashed it.
Yeah, I
because
think
it was
Sammy
too
picked this
incriminating
up.
evidence.
By the end of that story that Sean was getting at, me and Cove were both knocked out, right? We were done, KO'd. Sammy came in the old-ass Ultima and fucking picked us up.
And took us home. Got us home safe.
Got us home safe.
That Ultima was- yo.
He's a fucking A1, this kid.
That Ultima was like a 2001, right?
It was fresh when
It
you
was
first
fresh.
got it.
It said limited edition on it
Ooh, the
Ooh.
LE.
because I think it
Yeah.
was
It
the
was nice when he got it. Was
It
brand
was.
new, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah,
brand new.
damn near.
I know exactly it was brand new. I had like 20,000 miles on it when I got
was
it.
brand new. At
Auto
the time.
lenders. Shouts to auto lenders.
You stay buying a car at Auto Lenders, look.
No. You talk- yeah, that was it.
I had one of those.
There
That's
it
it
was.
right
That's
there.
a great. That's a
I had
great.
the SE and the P
That's
green.
a great vehicle.
I don't even know what I think. GLE. I don't even know which one I had.
That one's just the LE.
I'm working
Maybe
hard
the
on this
LE.
beard. I want to shave it. I really want to take it off.
You got to fight through it.
Nah,
I know,
yeah,
I-
you got to keep it going.
I got to go till April.
Gotta keep it going.
I'm going till Ramadan.
Ramadan, yeah.
April.
Yeah. And, well, probably May
That's quite
because
some time, my man. That's a long winter.
I know, but
Yeah.
I've already committed to it. So I got to be a man of my word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about the fucking Golden Girls BLM protest today?
Oh my god.
Listen to this,
What
bro.
happened?
So we're
The
driving.
Golden Girls.
Hold on a second, Smoke. Hand me the rum
BLM.
shot. I need to top off my glass.
This was the most ridiculous thing I've seen.
We're all the way
in
out-
the last 2 years, listen to me. The last 2 years, 2020, 2021, have been some crazy years. This is by far the most ridiculous
The
thing
weirdest shit I've seen.
in the last 2 years.
Yo, we are all the way out at Louis G's, and Louis G, who's in the chat, I don't know if we gave you the what's up, Louis G, but if we didn't, here it is now. What's up, my brother? Thank you for joining us, but we knew you'd be here. Hold on, you want some more of this?
Nah, I'm alright.
All right, and I'll finish it. Get every last drop, because I'm not driving home.
Asshole.
All I got to do is walk down the stairs and bang my wife.
Very narrow stairs, though.
I just got to be sober
You
enough
got to
to
walk
get
sideways.
it. I just got to be sober enough to get it up. That's all I got going on. So, all right. So we're out at Louis G's crib working on drywall, right? I've been yelling at the guys all day because I'm pissed off that we're not getting enough done. Just because we had to carry up all this drywall, and we wound up getting we got enough done. But I was in my head, I pictured more happening, right? Which I always do to myself.
Yeah. You're
So I'm-
overshooting it.
So I'm bitching at Mike. I usually don't bitch at E. I usually just bitch at Mike, right? Because he's easy to bitch at.
Right.
And so we're driving home from Louis G's. It's like a 2-hour drive. And we drive the back way. It winds up taking us all through like Conshohocken and all that. And we come down through Germantown.
Okay.
We get on like Germantown Pike or like the top of Lincoln Drive or something like that. And we're driving, and there's a fucking huge, beautiful church. And I look over towards that direction, and there's a bunch of people holding signs out front. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? And it's Black Lives Matter signs. And I look a little bit closer, and it's like 7, no exaggeration, 90-year-old white ladies.
All right.
Just out there with their
Grandparents.
BLM signs.
Somebody's
fucking,
grandparents were out there. They
Well-
should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm just fucking confused as to what do you do? Like, what are you doing? Like, great, you're supporting Black lives. Cool,
They don't got jobs anymore.
but also, here's the thing. You're about a year late on this one. Like that
Well, yeah.
that protest was popping last year,
But
It
they're
was just
older. It
fucking-
took them a while to get out there.
Took them a while to figure it
I
out.
think
They
maybe
get
It was just
they
such
get
a
the hips moving again.
they were slow.
bro. It was such a fucking
It was
odd
strange.
sight
They were,
to see.
they were all grandparents.
And they were like full blown, just old Irish white ladies or something, just hanging out with their BLM size. It was the weirdest fucking shit. Which reminds me of, since we're talking about things that happened a year ago,
Sure.
the fucking change shortage of 2020.
Okay.
Where did all the change go? How did all of a sudden we just fucking lost all the change?
We didn't lose it.
Like, there's a fucking guy somewhere. Don't get too technical,
No,
Pay.
no,
Please don't do it.
I promise I won't get technical.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you have it.
We didn't
but-
lose it. It went to the same place that all the toilet paper went. People just decided to start hoarding everything because they thought it was the end of the world. So people were hoarding money because, in their opinion, and they're not wrong, if all the world's computers go down, I can still spend cash. So people were just not spending their
But
shit
check
and they were
this-
hoarding it.
Right. But, so if they're not, here's the thing. The change should have still remained the same. Because if you're hoarding your money, right, you're less worried about hoarding the fucking nickels.
No, you're hoarding everything.
You are hoarding everything. But the nickels and the fucking dimes aren't your top priority.
They're less important. Agreed.
You want the bills.
But like.
But hold on, stick with me. Stick with me.
I'm sorry.
So you're hoarding your money, so you're less likely to, let's say, go to Chipotle or to fucking
Sure.
Wawa and spend it. So
Okay.
so you're less likely. You're not putting change in Wawa's pocket. So now they need less change to give the people who are hoarding it. The people who aren't hoarding it are spending their money, change and all. So it should even out.
When was the last time
Now
you walked
all of a
into
sudden,
Wawa with
is
change?
there? I think there's got to be a goddamn. Well, yeah, but the same thing with the hoarding thing. So so they're not hoarding their money. If you're saying because I'm not spending change at Wawa,
Well,
they're not getting change.
Right, so you
But
say...
nobody was ever spending change at Wawa. And now that
yeah,
the
they had
people
a
who are
whole-
hoarding, the percentages go down.
Right.
And the percentage of change needed and the percentage of change given both goes down, so it still winds up being equal. So there's this big fucking hubbub about how there's a fucking change shortage when it's just not, it doesn't seem like it's really happening. Unless there's a fucking Vietnamese crime boss somewhere who's swimming around in a pool full of nickels like fucking Scrooge McDuck, hoarding all the change. It just doesn't make sense, the shortage of 2020.
So let's take Wawa for an example, right?
Just get Apple Pay.
At this point, they're a multi-million-dollar company, right? So, in your estimation, the change shortage is, let's call it a lie for right now.
Okay.
All right?
That's what I am calling
Yeah, I
it.
understand.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say you're calling it a lie, right? And so you got Wawa. First of all, you have to have everybody agree to tell the lie, otherwise it doesn't work, right? If Wawa says there's a change shortage and 7-Eleven says, come get fucking quarters off of me all the time, it's going to be really weird. So everybody's got to agree to it. But the thing is, Wawa says, all right, we have a change shortage. If you can bring exact change or use your card, we'd appreciate it. So all they can possibly do from that is lose a little bit of business, right? Nobody's going to show up there and say, oh, thank God you guys don't have change anymore. Now I can shop here. You're just going to lose the people who come in with 5 nickels to try to buy something.
Right.
So all they're doing is hurting their business if they're lying about this. So why would they do it? Right? Everybody else.
You know what? I'm going to tell you why they did
Okay.
it. Because they're doing the old we'll round up. That's what Chipotle was doing.
Okay.
We're gonna round it up, right?
Okay.
Which my response is that's funny because yesterday I just decided I was rounding
down.
Yeah. So now we're at
Let's meet in the
now
middle.
we're at a stalemate. What do you want to do here? You can give me change, round down, or I'm not rounding up.
Okay.
It's just not. It's not in the fucking guidelines for this month for me.
So you
He
think
ain't rounding
you
up.
think they were doing it just to scrimp like 20 cents, 30 cents off of each person comes in? All
let's
right.
think about.
Yeah,
let's,
that's a lot of people.
let's think about how many people come into
that's-
Chipotle.
That's a
I never
lot of
round
people.
up. Never round
No,
up.
let's think
They
about how
made
many
a
people go to
killing off of our
Chipotle.
change.
If they round up, because they're rounded up, those motherfuckers are rounding up from $9.10
Right,
to
all the way to
$10.
10, yeah.
So now you got 90 cents, right? And
Right.
let's call it an average of 50 cents
Right.
off of each person,
And
and
you-
you do 1,000 people
That's a
a
lot of
day.
people, yeah.
That's like fucking $5,000.
Well, it's not, but it's close. It's like 4,500, but yeah. Well,
So
no.
where did the change go to that it just disappeared? It seems like a bunch of malarkey
It
to
went
me.
to Deer Park, 5-gallon jugs.
We're building a new
In
baseball field for the
someone's-
kids.
in someone's bedroom.
But this is what I'm saying: is the people who stopped
Got
spending
5-gallon jugs filled
to
with
take
quarters.
like the idea of like people stopped spending, so that's why the change disappeared.
No, it's not
That makes sense if everybody stopped spending.
It's not that
but the
people
same
stop
people
spending.
are. the people are spending still.
It's that people were hoarding them. So it's different. It's not like, again, like the toilet paper. Like, so your local bank, right? Let's say they have 20 racks of quarters. All of a sudden, there's people coming in saying, can I buy all your quarters? Because they can't come in and buy all the hundreds because they don't have that kind of money. So can I come in and buy all of your low value money, and I'm going to keep it in my house.
What's up, Jen?
For when society breaks down, I'm going to be king of the world because I got quarters and no one else can play video games but me.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just
your
that people
quarters.
just stopped spending. It's that people were hoarding it all and keeping it aside. And the mint and the production stream wasn't ready for that. Just, again, like the toilet paper. Like, they weren't
I don't
ready
know,
for
Pay.
for each person to buy 8,000 rolls of toilet paper, and so that's why it got all fucked up.
Pay. I gotta tell you.
The toilet paper, they probably had their like steady, like they knew what their like fixed, amount of rolls of toilet paper for the month that had to be ready for. Like he was saying, until people were like buying like
Right, they bought
5
extra
case
TP.
loads each.
Right.
Then it was like, then it messed up the whole.
But
whole
the
balance.
changes in toilet paper, the changes a come and a go, right? The toilet paper,
Unless-
you just buy it and it's going. You'll fucking
Yeah, but
literally,
if
you
you-
wipe your ass with
But
it.
like, so like a lot of people weren't even going out to stores during that whole
That's
thing. They
what
were
I
just-
understand that, right? But
They were
but
doing
check
all
me
that
out.
So
online
to
shit.
you, that's not money going into circulation, which I understand. And the other thing that we're not factoring in here is like, the mint probably shut down during COVID because of COVID. Like, they probably, just like everybody else, shut down, and you can't exactly work from home at the mint and mill quarters at your house. So that whole period of, there's a period of production
that
where
job.
it just disappeared. So it's combining factors, but
Yeah, but why do
I
we
don't-
need to mill more quarters? That's what I don't understand. There's a whole shitload of quarters in circulation right now.
But we mill a shitload every year.
Yeah, that's true. But now these people but there's less people out there spending now.
Right, but there's
So
there's
the
more people
idea
collecting.
the idea that this change just fucking disappeared into hoarders' houses seems malarkey, hodgepodge, tomfoolery.
So apparently,
Oh, but I'm not gonna buy whatever you tell me
Why?
over the internet.
we mill about $1.8 billion worth of quarters per year.
So since it's on the internet,
Right.
it's true.
Since the mint is saying it, I'm going to say that the mint's not lying about how they work.
The mint
Because
is
w-
this. You know who the
the
mint's
government.
connected to?
Yeah.
You know the mint and the Tuskegee guys are fucking
Hey,
one and the same.
They never experimented on us, so we're not worried about them.
The mint has never experimented on us. But hold on, let's see what Louis G has to say. Do you got it pulled up? No, it's not letting me fucking.
Yeah, the problem is the supply chain being disrupted because the chain begin by guesstimating based on figures if they got figures wrong. So he's saying like
Right, it's
they anticipate X amount are necessary,
Yeah.
but now the whole chain is broken and now more than X amount are necessary, and those two factors combine to being a chain shortage. There are people who think it's just a big nefarious thing to get everybody to use cards and digital payments, but most of us were using them anyway.
Well,
so
but do you
who
think
else
it's
were
a-
you convincing? My
but-
70-year-old mom?
Well, do you think that it's far-fetched to believe that the government wants us all to use cards and not have paper money?
Overall, I don't think it's far-fetched because there's better accounting behind
Yeah.
it, and that's
Right.
what they're looking for. But
Trackability.
I think it's far-fetched to think that big business would just agree to whatever government says when it's really seems to be it's the other way around all the time.
You think
big
it's
business?
far-fetched that big business and the government are in bed together?
No, that's not what I said.
Well,
I-
that's basically what you just said. That you think it's far-fetched that big business would agree to what the government told them.
Right, because usually what it is big business tells the government what
Okay,
to say.
fair enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's-
But also,
they're
it's
the-
got to be a give and take there.
Sometimes I'm sure, but not on. I'm sure it's not on major things that might affect their earnings.
And I think that businesses just hopped on board with the like Chipotle was
Right.
like,
They're
fuck
just
it,
cool.
we're just
This
gonna
is
round
awesome.
up. Yeah, this works for us. We're just gonna fucking burn you for more paper.
Well, the rounding up is bullshit, and I agree with that either way. Like, regardless of the situation, you deciding that I owe you more just for shits and giggles is fucking horseshit.
Well, that's what I told. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
you're
I
absolutely-
decided I now owe
Yeah.
them less.
And
Right.
like, especially if you're paying with a card now. So like, even was the roundup even if you were
I
paying
don't
with
think
a card?
I don't think it applied with a
Oh,
card.
I was about to
but
say,
they
'cause
were
then that's like,
they were running with the whole chain shortage idea. Where
because if
they're
they were
like,
trying
hey,
to round up, I was paying with a card.
Yeah,
I'd be like, you ain't giving
nah.
me nothing back.
Nah, yeah. I don't think they were.
I
They
don't know
weren't
if they were
doing it
trying
with
to
the
get
card.
that off. All right,
It was
all right.
solely on the fucking change thing, you know? Which brings me into a couple other things that I know Payday you're going to have an unfunny take on, and you're going to try and break it down as literally as possible
sorry.
instead of looking for the joke.
All right, let me find the joke. Go ahead.
So, we're having some election issues,
Okay.
right? You know, they say like and me and E discussed it this morning of like, I don't, obviously, both sides I think cheat to some extent.
Okay.
I don't think either side, I don't think Republicans or Democrats are fucking honest.
Okay.
I don't trust either side. And you know me, I'm Shawnee down the center.
Sure.
I give a fuck less about them. I'm just trying to get my bread, feed my family, and do my podcast.
That is what you say, yeah.
All right? And ride my BMX, although I
Right.
haven't done that in a few
getting
weeks.
colder.
And I probably should do it before it gets
You got to
too
get your
cold.
heat in Milwaukee out and see what you can do.
Yeah. So the idea, like, I saw one side of the story. Again, I don't know. I don't believe anything I see.
Right.
I believe all of what I know, and I question everything I see.
Sure.
But I saw one angle that said, like, hey, Bergen County seemed to have almost 100% votes at fucking 12 o'clock midnight, and then at 3 a.m., 50,000 votes showed up.
Okay.
So, to me, I'm baffled as to how I would have to assume that all of the voting is done at the booths
No.
and by electronics, right?
Not since the 2016 election, no.
Also, so let's say that it's not,
Okay.
right? I also have a hard time believing that 50,000 letters that were mailed happened to show up at 3 in the morning. So I think that I think that either side, whichever side it is, and whatever is going on, they use this fucking, we're still counting votes to like pull whatever schemes are being pulled to have them get to where they're trying to be. Like I have so little faith in the fucking voting system actually mattering. Like I can't believe that I can't believe that the voting system, that they're just saying like, oh yeah, whatever the people vote for, that's what we're going to do. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. There seems like too much shade, too much shist, and I don't trust the government, not a little bit. and we've seen instances of things that look shady. And you, like, to me, how's the fucking computer take X amount of hours? Like, it should be immediate. There should be, and Smoke had discussed this earlier, like, fuck that, like, we're still counting votes that came in. Like, it should be, no, if your vote ain't in on fucking Tuesday, November 2nd at noon, then you're beat. Because this is when we fucking count the votes.
That's correct. They have to be postmarked by the voting date.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not postmarked. We want to see that shit by the voting date.
Well, that's not.
We'll
that's
let you
not fair.
postmark it a week before because it doesn't take more than a week for anything to get somewhere in New Jersey. Not a fucking envelope.
Right, but that's not reasonable because now you're saying wherever I'm voting from, if I'm allowed to vote in New Jersey, I'm completely reliant on how quickly the mail delivers.
Yes.
So if the mail fucks up even a little bit, my ballot's out.
Okay, so how long?
But that's a small. Small percentage.
But at the most, let's break it down. At the most, how long should it take a fucking piece of paper to get from Cape May up to fucking Sussex County?
I'd like to think that our postal service would have no more than a week.
Okay, so let's even
that's
give them
reasonable.
fucking 2 weeks.
Okay.
To give them fucking benefit of the doubt.
Right.
You have to be postmarked by 2 weeks prior to November 2nd.
Okay.
And then your vote counts.
So
if it's
change
after,
the rule. I mean that's fine. I'm not,
because that stops again this bullshit of like, at 3 in the morning. The mailman dropped off 50,000 votes last night at fucking 3 o'clock.
That's not what happened.
So what it was? How are they saying that this happened? Because whatever you tell me it's going to be, I'm not going to believe it.
I know. And now I'm also, by the way, now you put me under pressure to find a joke in this somehow. But anyway, so just walk with me for a second.
I'm walking with you.
So we have the pandemic, and there's a lot of people, especially older people, that are, if I don't have to go out, I don't want to go out because I'm concerned about this. So whatever, right or wrong. So now we see the largest mail-in voting that we've ever had. Certain states have changed laws to accommodate it even better. But the one rule that they all seem to keep in place is, regardless of when you mail it in, we're not opening any envelopes until voting day, because they feel like if someone had that information, it might convince you to vote when you wouldn't or not vote when you would. Right? Oh, we already have 8 million votes for this guy. Why am I even bothering? So they don't even start opening them until the polls close on that day. So I think polls in New Jersey were closing at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So now at 8 o'clock at night, you just begin to start counting everything that's mail-in. And I'm looking here, and 50,000 votes is 5% of Bergen County. That's not a big number. I realize I'm doing the entirety of the population, but that's not a big number to expect to show up. And you only have so many people working. So how long is it going to take the 4 of us, let's just say, to open 50,000 envelopes and register them and count them?
But here's the thing. We know that there's 50,000 envelopes there.
Right.
Right?
But we still
So
can't start opening them.
when we say there's fucking 90% of the votes are in here at midnight,
Right.
and here's what the polls are. Oh, wait a second. Here's another 50,000, which is whatever fucking percentage of the votes.
Right.
Not 5%, because you know,
No,
I don't think half of people even vote.
I agree. I hear you.
So you're like, oh, wait a second. There's actually 50,000 more, so we weren't at 90% when we told you. You didn't know that these 50,000 votes were in front of you to count?
Well, when you follow it like,
And why do you keep standing up for the government?
I'm not. I'm standing up.
He is high as shit.
I'm standing up against the idea that there's already enough corruption.
That the government's jerking
No,
us?
there's already enough corruption everywhere.
Yeah.
That we don't need to inject fake corruption on top of the real corruption. We have plenty of real corruption that we can focus on. So the 50,000 votes, it's not unreasonable under all of the circumstances. It's not wild crazy that votes were counted overnight. When you follow it on the newspapers, they'll usually say, here's the current results with X percentage of the vote in. So you could have known when you went to bed at 11 o'clock on Tuesday night, okay, they only have 85, 90% of the vote. So there's going to be another 10% that's got to roll in at some point.
So we have literal humans just counting votes?
Yes.
Well, that's where your fucking corruption comes in.
Well, that's possible, except for
It's super easy for somebody to be with if the 4 of us are counting votes at
Right.
3 a.m.
Right.
and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I like Murphy. What about you guys?
I hear you.
And you're like, yeah, I kind of
So-
like fucking Murphy too.
Sure. So that's
let's
why.
let's see what's.
throw
look,
that back to the
hey,
Murphy
I
pile.
just-
I
as it
understand.
turns out, everything that I just counted is Murphy.
So that's why there are people posted in the room with us,
Yeah, they got
bipartisan.
people-
like there's
they got
people from
wa-
each side
they're,
watching.
poll
So
watching.
that
Yeah, but
if-
how bipartisan are you when
you-
if you have a pocket full of paper given to you by Murphy or fucking Ciccolini?
So now, but you'd have to. Now you're suggesting that, let's say I'm a Republican, I'd have to have Murphy pay me off in order to ignore them fucking lying in favor of Murphy.
Isn't there a number for you? Because I'll tell you for damn sure there's a number for me.
It doesn't seem
Because
like
I don't give a fuck about it enough. I don't think anybody gives a fuck about it enough. If you have the opportunity to feed your family for the year,
you're not the guy who's going to show up and volunteer to do
That's
that job
very-
anyway.
that's very
The people
true.
who are going to show up to do that job are, I can't fucking wait to
I
see the
think
other
you're
side
wrong.
cheat.
I think
can't
you're wrong.
wait to catch those motherfuckers. Finally, we can prove what we've been saying all along, that there's corruption.
I think you're wrong.
No?
I think the people that show up
Yeah.
are,
Or the ones that are ready to get that bread.
yeah. I think the people, yeah.
All right.
I think the idea of like we're ready to find the other side cheating
Yeah.
is reserved for people at home watching fucking
No.
left and right wing channels
That's-
on fucking Facebook.
That's like top down from people, like taking it to courts and recounts and shit. That doesn't happen on the little guy's watch.
All right, next political
Yeah.
move. So I only saw the headline, right?
Okay.
Murphy, who I think we all love in this room. I think we're all big fans of fucking Governor Murphy.
Sure.
I sure as hell voted for him.
I don't imagine you voted at all, according to what you said. So
I was lying back then. I voted for
now you
Murphy.
are. Okay.
Yeah. I went to the polls and I got this. I lost the sticker, but I had it. I
happens,
promise.
yeah.
I swear.
I
I
believe
should
you.
have posted
It was on
it.
It was on the other shirt. It was on the Tuesday shirt.
Yeah.
I understand.
Damn. I got a couple of drinks in me now. My brain's slowing
Now
down.
we're floating.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so this guy Edward Durr.
DURR?
Oh, you haven't heard this story?
No.
Oh, man.
Okay, so this guy, he's just kind of a random dude, no political ties previously. He's a truck driver, Harley rider, Eagles fan from Salem County, New Jersey.
Okay.
Beats out Sweeney,
Right.
who has the fucking Senate seat, and who has had the Senate seat for quite some time. Do you know any of the fucking science on the back side of that? Like how long Sweeney's been in the seat?
It's
A
been
long
quite.
time,
It's
I
been
think.
quite a while.
think.
Yeah,
a
I
long
think it's
time.
been.
The boys are quiet. They're either they're losing interest or Smokey's too damn drunk to fucking talk.
I'm here.
You had too many drinks, Smoke. You're getting out of hand, buddy.
Yeah. It's water's getting to me.
Too many fucking waters.
Water's getting to
My
me.
eyeballs are floating.
Messes with the kidneys.
Yeah. So this guy wins the Senate seat over Sweeney, who's a career politician.
Right.
This guy is not.
Right.
Now,
This guy's a truck driver, right?
Yeah. I love it because
Absolutely.
it upsets the system.
Absolutely.
And but also, so here's what happened today. There's a couple things going on around this.
Okay.
Today, somebody went back and fucking looked at his whole social media history to find out that he had said that he doesn't like Muslims
Okay.
and made fun of trans, which, I mean, who doesn't?
Sure.
So,
That's our third Friday of the month show every week.
So they're trying to blaze him for that, which
Right.
I think it needs to be addressed. I think that depending on how he responds to it,
I think he did respond too.
yeah, he put out an apology,
He said a statement.
and I think that if he felt sincere about that apology, then that's fine. Then we accept the apology and we let him keep going, because this guy's not a politician. He said these things with no fucking interest in being a politician.
Right.
I would like to hope that he will take his responsibility and say, like, okay, that was stupid because now I represent all of these different types of people in different classes.
I want to hear him say it like you said, like, okay, that was back then and it's different now, and I apologize and I was off the hook and I didn't realize I'd be here.
Right.
Okay, but I'm going to keep a little bit closer eye on you and watch what moves you're making. And if they seem like they're consistent with those things, then I'm going to really start questioning you. But for the moment, you say, look, in 2015, I had no fucking clue that this truck driver was going to win this thing, and I was just talking like truck drivers talk.
I was just talking my shit.
I'm going to say, all right, I understand.
And I think my vibe on the situation is that that's exactly what it is. He's talking his shit
Like
as a fucking 70-year-old man talks.
If someone was following you around on the construction site, it would be like, we can't fucking vote this guy in for anything.
I think they would think I was fucking
Even better.
hilarious. He'll tell you I'm working on bits all day.
But
my whole goal on the construction site is if I'm not angry at fucking myself, and if I'm not angry at construction, then I'm fucking looking for bits. Mikey Meeks, what's up, player?
Yeah, I 100%. Like, yeah, I understand there's people going to dig into you, and they're going to find stuff, but I think he's got, he's not Sweeney.
Right.
5 years ago, Sweeney was still in charge. If Sweeney was saying that shit 5 years ago, that's a fucking problem. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
This guy was not this guy, so if he is repentant, all right, I'm going to take you at your word for now.
I think you got to give some leeway to a 65-year-old man that he's going to act like a 65-year-old white dude from Salem County
who didn't know he'd be in this position.
Who, whether he means it or not, fucking talk some racial shit sometimes, right? Because
Agreed.
I don't think my assumption, right? Because I know these guys, I know guys like this, is that there's been guys that I've dealt with on the job site who talk very racist and then put in a situation are fucking friendly with whatever race. It's just like a way that's been ingrained in the older generation that is ingrained in their speech, but not really their heart.
No, it's just the idea, like, the older generation is just like, no one should get offended by anything, so we say whatever the fuck we want.
I agree with him.
But that's not necessarily how we act. So that's what I said, like, accept the apology, fine, nice. I'm going to see what your policy push is. If your policy push starts to feel like, okay, this is all some anti-Muslim shit, then we got to sit down and talk.
Right.
But for right now, it's whatever.
I think he's supposed to meet
with like some Muslim organization.
Yeah, okay, good. Sit down with the head of the organization, talk it over.
He agreed.
And you know me, if I lean towards anybody, it's the Muslims. So.
And the truck drivers.
I'm right. You're right. Yeah. I'm right in the middle of both parties.
You got to get your lumber.
Yeah. I'm right in the middle of both parties. You are absolutely correct. Yeah. So a couple things that kind of flow off of this, right?
Okay.
One is that God bless this guy. Now my political aspirations
just grew.
Are that much closer.
Absolutely.
Because if this guy can come out of fucking left field with $153 and run a campaign that's successful, I could be fucking Mayor of Lindenwold with $75 in a fucking successful campaign.
as long as we aim it correctly.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think me being Mayor of Lindenwold just became realistic.
Well, at least way more realistic, yeah.
No, just realistic.
Totally real. Okay.
This is real.
Well, all right.
Would you come out and vote for me?
You got to buy pins, man.
You got to buy pins.
You got to hand out pins. You got to hand out pins at Wawa.
You know what? You just earned your seat as fucking head merch guy. E, would you vote for me?
Need pins, bro.
I'm not allowed to vote in the state of New Jersey.
All right, well, you just became head of security, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to fight for convicts to get their right to vote
There you
back.
go.
Yeah, we need it
And
back.
I
man.
agree with that.
It's going to be one of
I
my top
gotta-
priorities.
I got opinions about the shit, but what the fuck? They
You
don't-
got to talk to me before you start talking about your platform. As your campaign manager, we need to organize it and say it correctly. But yeah, we should be voting. We should be fighting for the voting rights of rehabilitated citizens. Absolutely.
Yeah, all them cats who did time for stick-ups and shit, yo, they need to be able to vote too,
Yeah.
son.
If
And
they-
that's how I'm
if-
coming with it.
If they serve their time, now they're out in
criminal
society,
justice
they get
reform,
the help.
I'm at the front of the line for
I'm
that. Go
coming.
ahead.
I'm coming
Criminal
way.
justice reform.
yeah.
Do it up.
I'm coming way too real with it though. Like I'm gonna start addressing.
They don't want us involved
I'm gonna
in
be.
that shit.
They don't want Edward Durr involved.
but there he is.
Which leads to the next point, right? Because we'll
See
come
that
back to
Rams
this
hat
because
coming
there's.
from a mile away.
Listen,
See that motherfucker
that's your
coming from a
campaign
mile
suit now.
away. Yeah.
I'm gonna contact them. I'm gonna see if we can't link up.
See that green Taurus
Rams?
pull up?
The Rams?
Who you contacting?
Oh, Edward Durr.
Oh, okay.
I'm hot. I'm drunk.
That green,
Edward Durr.
that green Taurus pulls up with the Rams hat and the AIs.
Yeah, that's it. That's how I'm campaigning. That's how I'm coming out. Every
You're
campaign,
getting
every
turned down right
every
at the door.
debate. Every debate. I'm coming out Rams hat to the back, and I'm cutting 3 fucking slits in my eyebrow again.
There you go. You're
The
at
real,
the right.
and this is my slogan. The real candidate,
You're at the right
or
age now.
the realist candidate.
Well, you're at the right age now, where the
Realistic.
people who would recognize what you're doing are now of like voting age and
Yeah.
have some money. So
Yeah.
you're all set.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
be
I
at
got
Lids.
this.
I'll be at Lids printing hats out.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
start.
How about y'all in the chat? You guys gonna vote for me as mayor of Lindenwood?
You got to start, getting the youth. You got to get that movement behind you. You know
All
what
right.
I'm saying? You
Yeah.
start-
Island boys.
Start preaching your
You're not
shit.
gonna get the youth. The youth doesn't
Island
vote.
Oh,
Boys.
this is
Preaching your
perfect.
shit.
Right.
Island
Start my
Boys,
YouTube
You know what I'm
channel.
saying? Like, get
Right.
some followers, open the church,
Get
the
beat up by a
nonprofit,
woman.
and then you got to campaign like you're a youth advocate. You're out here helping the youth.
Yeah.
Couple appearances
You're
with the
creating
Island
an
Boys.
army of
But
just-
but
And you're in there.
also, right, to get the younger votes, like if you're between 18 and 21, I'll buy you beer on a Friday night.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
You
we're
know,
talking
just
about
like to-
we'll lower the drinking age and all.
Oh yeah, we will. Yeah,
You know we're
fucking
gonna
A right.
lower the drinking age.
Drinking age goes to
You
17.
really got to run these things by
I'm
me
talking about
first.
Yeah.
15.
Just in
15
Lindenwood.
you could
15?
drink. Yeah, 15 you could drink.
Jesus
Drinking
Christ.
age is 15, and the fucking legal age to go into the marijuana dispensary, 15.
9.
11.
Nine-year-olds-
I'll meet you in the middle.
9-year-olds
11.
have anxiety.
Who doesn't want to let their kids learn botany at an early age, right? So
Yeah, you got to grow your own at
you
that
can do
age.
that.
You can't buy it at a
Yeah, you can
dispensary.
get into the weed business at 4 years old in Lindenwold.
I think you
Under
should.
Sean Cope.
As a matter of fact, I think you should get into the business.
Yeah,
Lindenwold
it's part of
City.
like
I think-
it's part of the pre-K program.
Well, here's what I was going to say. I think we offer 2 paths. You can go and get yourself a regular education through the elementary school, middle school, high school system. Or you could get into the weed business in kindergarten. And then you
Yeah.
run that path where we turn you into
Yo, think
a
about
marijuana
The
mogul.
bullshit that if we did just stop wasting our time with the bullshit that they taught us, and if we started learning how to grow weed when we were 6 years old,
Think about how many cameras you'd have
you
now.
know how many,
Right.
you know how much better the weed would be if we'd have started learning.
We'd have some fire, dog.
You know, I'm just saying, man. It's all about priorities.
AZ would be a thing of the past.
Just never was.
You know what I mean? We would never have to smoke fucking mids again.
Nah.
You know?
Nah.
Because there's nothing worse, bro, when all you got is some fucking mids and you just
Brick
want a
weed.
dank nug.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
That backyard boogie.
Yeah,
your
all
best
sticks.
from then are going to be mids now. That's all that's going to happen. The mid pushes down.
No, like the fucking high. I want the high grade shit
Yeah.
that's being smoked now
Right.
to be mids. Give
That's
me a
what I'm
name
saying,
of some of the highest high grade
Some
right
brick
now.
weed.
What's the best of the
Oh,
best
they got
right now?
exotics, man. They
What's
got
the
like-
most exotic?
Nah, they got exotics.
White
like-
Widow? Remember
No,
that?
No, they got exotics.
White Widow was like a myth back in the day,
So
right?
Blueberry.
you know how like they do like the craft beers, right? Like people have their own situation where they make their juice.
Craft weed.
Right?
Yeah.
They make some hooch in their fucking garage. They slap a label on it.
Yeah.
And now they're craft brewers, right?
Right.
Well, if I was to start growing my shit my way, all organic.
You'd
right?
be a boutique botanist.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. The boutique botanist. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
exactly what I'm
yeah,
talking about. So where they got exclusive blends
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
What would you call your blend?
I don't even know. It would all, but it'd be about the process.
I think I'd go with like banana bread.
Banana bread.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
good.
seems like a good.
I'd have to
fucking
see
name
what
for
it
a
looked
weed.
like
Yeah,
first,
you gotta,
and then based
you gotta
on the
gauge
look,
the buds.
would draw the name.
The buds will speak to you.
I think they'll tell you what to call them.
Right. They'll
I
let you
think
know.
basically, I think me and you, we give up on the construction industry.
Finally.
We get into this botany thing, but here's the twist, right? What we do is, instead of using like a regular dirt or mulch, we go right up to fucking 7th and Clearfield, and we buy weight of fucking PCP, right? The mint leaves, and we pack that real tight inside of a pot. Now that's our soil for the weed that we start to grow in.
Wow.
We grow it. We grow like we get an OG purple haze strain and grow that out of the PCP soil, and we call it the same thing we called it back in the day, and we're smoking fruit bowls, bro.
See, and this is where
Banana
your
caps and purple squish.
This is
right in
where-
a strawberry whiteout.
this is where your hoodlum brain drives the whole idea into a fucking brick wall.
Am I going too far away from my mayoral status?
Not a little bit. Just
Okay,
the PCP
okay.
part. Reel it back just to that point where you decided to put it all into PCP.
No, it's all about the
Just move
pre-K
sideways.
botany.
Yes.
That's
All right,
what we're
kindergarten
at.
botanists.
Weed for kids.
Weed for kids.
WEED for kids.
And Sean Coe for mayor. Thank you.
Weed for the wee ones.
That's right. There you go.
Wee weed.
Right, weed. Well, that sounds like it's got piss on it, so maybe not that. But I see where you're going. We'll work around it.
Well, they did used to call PCP gorilla piss, so
Kinder-
you're on to something.
Kindergarten.
There you
Ooh,
go.
Ooh, that's fire.
That's it.
Yeah, yo, that's good.
Sean Cove, the realist candidate.
The Gig Podcast presents Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
There you go.
Kindergarten.
Yo, that would be our nonprofit. We'll set up like
There you go.
like something for kids. They can come over and play in the grass, right?
Yeah.
We'll give them some
the
seeds.
the grass.
We'll give them
You know
some
what I mean?
and go play in the dirt.
Go play in the grass.
And now we tie this right into your rehabilitation camp, and we're good to go.
Oh yeah, I also have a nonprofit called 7-1 Re-Education Camp,
Right.
where I take juvenile delinquents, I take them off the parents' hands for a small fee, and I bring them on a job site and teach them how to work.
Well, now the job site's going to be tilling weed.
Yeah. The parents, like, they pay me, like $100 a day or something like that. I bring them to work.
No, you get more
And
than
so,
that.
like,
I'm sure you can get more
you
than
know
that.
how we carried all that drywall up the stairs today?
They
My
carry.
fucking 7-1 Re-Education campers would do that for us. Teach them how to fucking work a hard day's work. You know what I mean?
Wait, do you think there'd be parents out there that are willing to
I
pay for
guarantee
this?
you that Karen Cove would have paid somebody. If somebody could have convinced her to pay
Definitely.
$100 to him, and we'll take Sean off your hands and turn him into a man, she'd have fucking did it.
And by convince, you mean put a flyer in her mailbox.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rip one of them tabs off the pole.
So we're doing fucking great, right?
Good.
You guys are phenomenal guests. I appreciate it. You're a natural at this, buddy.
Oh yeah. You gotta take a leak.
Go take a leak.
Yeah.
You can go take a piss.
Take your
You
headphones
know
off. Don't forget.
You
It
know
happens sometimes.
You
That's
know
all.
where
I'm
the
not.
bathroom is.
Yeah.
So the fucking back to the. I hate to be a fucking Debbie Downer here.
Sure.
Right. What are we looking at?
We're
We gotta start wrapping
we're
it up.
$1.20 in on the second
Yeah,
half.
I'm gonna wrap it up soon.
All right.
Just last thing,
Hey,
I think.
run
right?
with it. We got a special occasion. We can go a little long tonight if you want.
We got the OGs in
That's
the
right.
building. All right, so the fucking this guy Sweeney,
Right. Lifetime politician, beat by a
he's
truck
out,
driver.
right? But so what I understand, he's like he's like one of the strongest politicians in the state.
Well, I mean, just by his tenure, that obviously he's got a good hold on the voters at a certain point, right?
I mean, just as far as lawmaking, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Is what I saw. And,
Okay.
again, you know how much I really know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just fucking going off of Instagram headlines.
Right, which is the best place to get your information from. But yeah,
Because you know how much I care about politics.
I know, I
only
understand.
bring it up for something to fucking crack jokes on.
of course.
And fight with you about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty blitzed. So fucking...
Yeah, I know that though. Real good.
So Murphy
Right.
makes a statement today.
Okay.
What was the statement? You saw it that she showed us downstairs about fucking Edward Durr?
Murphy made a statement?
Yeah, like basically what he was
No, I
saying
didn't
is
even
that
see.
he's disgusted that Edward Durr was elected.
That seems like a wild thing for a governor to say.
He
Are we
didn't
sure he said that?
He didn't necessarily say disgusted,
Well, he's locked in now.
but
so
it was something
he could talk filthy.
like he was basically saying like he's unhappy about it.
Well,
And he almost, I think he said something like he won't stand for it or something like that.
that's some wild shit if he said that. It doesn't sound like something he'd say, but I'm looking
Are you
for-
kidding me? It doesn't sound like something Murphy would say.
No,
Murphy's a
not-
fucking wild boy. He
not-
doesn't give a fuck.
Not out loud on the record, no.
I don't know if he would or he wouldn't.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not a wild boy, but to specifically say I'm disgusted by this, you know, in any level
Disgusted
of words.
wasn't the word.
I understand.
But
If that's your sentiment, you don't come out and say it.
check it out.
I'm looking for it.
Are you
and
looking for it?
Yeah, I can't
I
find
wish I
anything.
had it. Babe, if you're watching, send me the fucking thing that you saw. Also, do you want to change the topic and fight about the vaccine for a little bit?
Hey, knock yourself out.
So I saw another situation where Pfizer said, this was the headline. True or not true, I don't know. This headline said 2,349 people didn't die who got the Pfizer vaccine. 10 people who got the placebo pill did.
Okay.
The placebo pill
Right.
did.
Right.
Okay. So who's getting the placebo pill when they think they're getting the vaccine?
No one knows. You're not supposed to know. You're the control group, so you're getting no medication, but you can't know that you're getting no medication.
Right.
Right.
So you think
You're getting the medication.
right.
Right.
So this doesn't raise a red flag of awareness. Like this seems, you're experimenting on.
They had to agree to it. They agreed to be part of the study. So like, it's wild that they would do this for sure. But like, all of these people, the control group and the actual group that was getting this at that point experimental medication, they all agreed that this could end in my death, and I want to help. I want to help humanity, so I'm going to do this. That's any medicine trials are
Yep.
like that. You run the risk of dying, and they're also, remember, when they're doing these tests, they're also going to try to get people who already, like pre-existing conditions kind of people and things like that, people who would be most susceptible, and that's how you're going to find out if it's most effective. If you take the vaccine and you test it on a whole bunch of 25-year-olds that work out every day, you're not going to get as good of a full panel of results as you would if you take a bunch of fat 50-year-olds who've had a heart attack. You're going to get more information out of that study. But they all agreed that, yes, I might die from this, and that's that.
So 10 people who took the placebo,
Right.
200 and 2,340 people, 2,390 people, right? So 3,000 people get something. So they're telling there's 3,000 people who they gave the vaccine and they told them it's not the vaccine. They just said, hey, we're giving you a thing. And then they told those 10 people also, hey, we're giving you a thing.
Correct. Everybody gets told they're getting the vaccine. Go live your life, because we want to see what happens.
The
But
vaccine.
yeah, they're all told they're getting the vaccine. Yes.
Right. So don't you see the shade in that? The hey, we're going to give you the vaccine for the COVID. Go ahead and live your life. You're good now because we're giving you the COVID vaccine, and then all 10 of them die. Isn't there something a little shisty there and a little underhanded?
So okay, so I'm at the top level. What you're describing is any clinical trial, but it sounds like, and I'm just trying to dig into it so I understand. It sounds like what you're saying is you're under the impression that there were only 10 people who got the placebo, and all 10 of those people died.
Well, okay, so maybe that's not the case. That it was only 10 who got the placebo and all 10 of them died. The idea to me that either you're giving people medicine and saying, hey, we're just going to give you this thing. It's a trial test. We can't tell you what it is, whether it's those 10 or those 2,300.
Right.
Or the idea that, hey, we're giving you the vaccine for COVID. You get to go live your life regular now.
Yeah.
Right? On a few different levels. On the level of that those 10 or the other 300 who got the placebo now think that they're protected from something that is supposed to be a deadly disease and a pandemic that everybody should be scared of.
Correct.
But you decided to sacrifice those people.
No. You didn't decide to sacrifice them. They asked to be sacrificed. You're skipping that part. You're acting as if like
I'm not connecting it.
okay, you're
And
acting.
also, I'm 3 cups deep, so.
We'll start with that, and then I'll correct something that you're saying. You're coming from the idea that like all of these people actually thought they were getting the vaccine,
Yeah.
and Pfizer tricked them. No, they all went to Pfizer and said, "Hey, we want to help you test this. So how does it get tested? Well, some of you will get it, and some of you won't, but we'll pretend like
And
you
we're
did.
not telling
and
you
we're not
who.
telling
I
you
got
who's
you.
who because we don't want you. Okay, I know I got the placebo, so I'm just going to stay
Yeah,
the
you
fuck
can
home
stay
because I'm
away.
still susceptible." They all agreed to these terms. This wasn't like foisted
I got you.
upon them.
I understand.
Now,
I see what you're saying.
the other thing is real quick. There was 44,000 people involved in the Pfizer clinical studies. 6 people died. 2 had the vaccine, and the other 4 did not.
Okay.
And those are the actual numbers.
Okay.
So now when
No, this what he's talking about is for it was like some new like COVID
What,
pill.
the pill?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was. I think.
I really don't care. I'm pretty much
yeah,
past this
you're
part
past
now.
it, and that's fine.
But
yeah,
I got you. I understand
they
what you're
vol-
saying
you
about the
volunteer
placebo
for
and the
that, right.
vaccine. I got
Yeah,
you.
same
You,
thing.
you know going into it that you have a possibility of dying because you have a possibility of not getting what you need.
Quickly, because I don't want to get too deep
No,
into it at this point,
Yeah.
right? You are a man who got the vaccine.
Yes.
I think you should have that option should you want it. Now, watching everything as it's played out over the last 2 years, I'm not saying do you feel comfortable with the vaccine, but do you think something shadier and more underhanded is going on than Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna being concerned with your health? Or do you still?
They're concerned with the money that they're going to make first. They're not. They didn't do this out of nobility. They got
Right.
a lot of money to research this and do it. So I'm not going to pretend like
And
they're sweethearts.
But are you feeling like everything is all on the up and up and the same as any other medicine that would have been released to the public?
Any other vaccine, not any other medicine, because there's other medicines that are way different than vaccines because vaccines leave your system. Like I wouldn't feel this. I honestly wouldn't feel the same way if it was just like, hey, we have this new diabetes medication that you take once a week and we've tested it for a year and it looks pretty good. That would concern me because constantly keeping it in your system is a lot different than you inject it and 3 weeks later it's not in your body anymore. So that's why the vaccines, that doesn't concern me as much as another. And that's what you see. Like when you see all the things, Pfizer's been sued for $1 billion and things like that. It's always drugs that are maintenance drugs that you have to keep taking and keep in your system, and your metabolism never kicks them out. That's way different to me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anybody's just like, here, we figured it all out and you're safe now. I need information on those. I still take diabetes medications that are 8-10 years old, even though there's newer ones, because I'm
waiting
not
to see.
I'm not in
Right.
love with the idea of constantly injecting myself with something that I don't know enough about. Something that I'm going to get once, well, in this case twice, that I'm going to get twice, it's going to process out each time, and it's going to help minimize the impact of this shit and get it done. I'm fine with that. They had their clinical trials. The clinical trials, though they were faster, were still the same clinical trials they'd have for anything else. And it was just because everybody dumped all their money into this one focus that it got done faster.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I don't think you're going to be able to convince me that
No.
we should do it for the greater good because the mathematically and scientifically, when I'm sober, even
Right.
the equation doesn't match up for me.
I hear you.
But more importantly,
So I'm not
more
gonna-
importantly,
Look, I we'll take it off the air because I know we don't want to do this. But when you get a chance, just read about polio and what happened with polio.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Well, I'll
I
talk
appreciate.
to you.
I
I'll talk to you about it
appreciate-
off the air. We don't need to do it here.
Here's the most important question.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the fact that guys like me who are unvaccinated are being portrayed as the enemy and the outlaw and the scum of society, are you still going to be my friend?
I'm here, aren't I?
Okay, fair enough. So, let's see what else is on the list here. Who's in the building?
Got Mike DiRenzo. It looks like
Mikey
Louis
D.
still around.
Oh, and JRT. Jen runs track.
I didn't see JRT.
Well, that's because she's not really JRT.
Okay.
That's an old name from the Green
That's
Space
a
days.
throwback. Oh, for,
It's a wild name. JRT, thanks for hanging out with us.
Gotcha.
We appreciate it. Here's the thing, bro.
You got no more things?
We're out of notes.
Oh man.
Rev
At this
things.
advanced time,
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Longitude and latitude?
I don't. Oh, if you want to, I guess.
All right, tell me about longitude. E, any fucking movement with that edible?
He moved downstairs and then came back up.
Oh yeah.
How did you make out? You already you made
Crawl up
it.
the
You made it
stairs?
down there and back, okay?
Yeah, we made
Crawled
it.
up.
Looked like the Exorcist coming
Yeah,
down.
you crawl up, bro.
Nah, it's all.
Were you talking to yourself from the other room?
Talking to yourself in the mirror.
You have to like calm down and take your breath and aim. It's all gonna go in. It's all gonna go in.
I got it. I got this. You do this every day.
Yeah, I'm a good
you do
shooter.
this
got
every
this,
I'm a
day.
good shooter once I get stoned.
Yeah. You feel like the edible got you kicked you over the top, or
Nah,
just
it
kind
was
of
regular.
all right? All right. Well, I'll give you a handful of other ones to go home
There you
with.
go.
Oh yeah, they were definitely. They probably chilled me out for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever told this one, but one day I told E this story this morning, right? One day we were on a roll with the mayoral candidacy, and then that dropped. That was a shame because that's always a good topic to talk about my mayoral candidacy. I fucking have a toothache like you wouldn't believe.
Again?
No, not right now.
Oh.
This is one day
Oh, okay.
in fucking
Sorry, I gotcha.
days foregone.
Days gone by.
Yeah. I call up a friend of mine who says, and I'm bitching now. I'm crying. I'm bitching. I'm like, yo, this shit fucking hurts. I'm actually whining and complaining,
Right. And
which I never do.
No.
You know?
That's not. Neither of those are your thing.
No. So I'm like, yo, this shit is killing me. I'm about to go. Like, if I had a bag of smack in front of me right
I'd hit
now,
it.
I'll fucking do it because that shit hurts this bad.
And your gravelly voice friend on the other end of the phone said,
He says, bro, I got some fucking medicated mouthwash. Just come by and get some.
"Okay."
Now, I know this gentleman's heavy into the reefer culture.
Right. His medicated is very different
Yeah.
than what you understand it to mean.
Didn't fucking click in my mind.
Because you're in too much pain.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's got some kind of fucking prescription Oragel over there.
He's got that herbal remedy.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, dude, I'll stop by. I'll fucking try anything at this
Organic.
point. So I show up. This guy's got a fucking mason jar this big. It's like a fucking half-gallon mason jar filled with fucking what looks like green Crisco.
Okay. That seems like palatable.
I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that's not fucking medicated. I thought you got some fucking Oragel, dog.
Right.
He was like, you thought I meant Oragel when I said medicated? No, it's fucking reefer, cuz.
That's what I do. It's literally
Yeah.
half of my identity.
It's fucking weed, bro. I'm like, well, that's not weed. That's fucking Crisco. He was like, nah, this is fucking THC-infused coconut oil. This
You
is
gotta
what
heat it up a little bit, right?
this is what I use to make the fucking Rice Krispie treats and the
okay.
brownies and the this and the that. I'm like, you know what? I fucking drove all the way over here. This
Let's
shit
go.
hurts. I'll fucking try anything at this point. So he hands me a tablespoonful. Like you would fucking reach into your peanut butter and fucking take out a scoop to fucking give your dog on a fucking spoon. He hands me one of those. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. It hurts so bad. He was like, just take it and swish it around in your mouth. So I'm fucking swishing it, trying to get it like on this side where the tooth hurts and shit. And I'm like, damn, swish, 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 swish. And I kind of fucking think to myself like, oh man, I gotta swallow this now. I can't go spit it out, right?
I mean, it's mouthwash, so no, but go ahead.
Well, it's not mouthwash. It's fucking THC coconut oil.
It's been presented to you as mouthwash. So I would treat it as such.
Well, I was treating it as THC coconut oil. I wanted to spit it out.
Sure.
But also,
You don't want to seem rude. You're in somebody else's house.
I felt like that wasn't the right thing to do. I felt like all eyes were on me, and everybody was
Well,
watching.
what is the proper procedure with that? What are you supposed to? Did he like have like? Did it have like? You know, take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Like, what did the fucking? What did the dosage say?
Take a big ass spoonful, swoosh it around in your mouth, and swallow that shit.
Okay, so you did what you were supposed to.
So I fucking go swallow it, right? And I'm looking for some water because it's got this fucking greasy film inside of my mouth now. And this guy, who doesn't have anything to fucking drink in his house except oat milk and fucking THC oil, he's like, I got some oat milk. So I fucking chase a shot of THC coconut oil with fucking oat milk, right? Not pleasant. But it was more pleasant than the fucking way my tooth felt. So
Right.
fuck it, right?
Right.
So I swallow it. I fucking wash it down with oat milk, and I'm like, all right, well, that didn't do a goddamn thing. He was like, well, you know, it was worth a try. I'm like, yeah, it was worth a try. I fucking hang out for a little bit. Might have even fucking took a couple pulls off of some reefer, which I don't usually do, but
You're already there.
I was fucking hurting. I was looking for anything to
Yeah.
fucking change the fucking way my mouth felt. I go home, and this was about 9, 10 o'clock at night when I fucking swooshed this stuff in my mouth, and I head home. The girls are sleeping. The house is dark. I'm like, it's fucking hurting so bad. I'm just going to sit on the couch and fucking watch TV, and man, maybe I'll get lucky and fall asleep. And then the shit fucking hits me. So this had to have been my limited experience. I'd assume this was north of 150 milligrams. I was high.
You got all the weed.
I was so stoned.
Right.
I'm fucking looking at the TV. I can't concentrate on it. I'm like fucking
They're
out.
all talking to
I'm
me.
out there, right? And I'm fucking having this conversation with myself. Like, because I'm so high, I'm having a conversation with the two halves of myself, right? Like, one part of me is like, you're high as shit. I'm like, yeah, but you're just high. So stop being too high and just fucking know that it's just the drugs. And the other half's like, yeah, but we're fucked up because, like, you can't even watch the TV. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, you don't never get high like this. And then the other half's like, I know I don't, and I'm trying not to be. If you would shut the fuck up, I could be regular. And as I'm going back and forth, right, one of those halves had made his way into the kitchen. So I got my eyes closed, and I feel like I'm in the kitchen. At least half of me. Like, it doesn't make sense because it's, as a sober person, this is so hard to picture. But part of me was in the kitchen talking to the other part of me that was on the fucking couch. I'm in two different places at the same time conversing with each other inside of my head, having a fucking full-blown conversation. So I've never ate 150 milligrams of fucking marijuana again because
Seems
that
like a
was
good idea.
that was like a.
Let's get to the real question. How did your tooth feel?
I don't remember which,
Exactly.
so I think
So
that
it
it
worked.
worked.
Which
Yeah,
which
that
one
shit
of you
worked.
had the
Yeah.
tooth pain? The one in the kitchen or the one on the couch?
I believe so. I feel like the one on the couch, like the one on the couch, I feel like was the more realistic,
Okay.
in touch with reality version of me.
Okay.
The one in the kitchen was more like my higher conscience.
Gotcha.
You know,
He was hungry.
that was like the godly me.
I
He
see.
was in there. He was trying to get his weight up. He was looking for something to eat.
Looking for a goddamn snack.
Yep.
Can you drive?
Yeah, why not?
I'm just checking. Just checking, homie.
I had a half a fucking drink. And
Yeah, well, it's a big cup, dude, and
just
you're not a
'cause
guy.
an
You're not a guy who
edible
drinks.
has you talking to yourself from the kitchen to the fucking couch. I drive like a fucking grandmother. I'll get home just fine, going 17 miles an hour.
4
point
hours
A
from
to
now.
point- You know what I'm
Listen.
saying? Like, I'll put my music on, I'll be good, brother.
Yo, you good?
I'm just checking, homie.
Just checking. That's all, bro.
I'm just checking. I
Damn.
appreciate that.
Smoke, can you drive home?
Smoke, you're
I'm good.
fucking smoke. You're getting
You good?
You're getting nuts now.
I'm
You're
good.
getting nuts.
Yeah,
bro.
he's fucking out of pocket, the
You
ball
might have to
smoke.
call an Uber, homie.
Just crash on the couch, man. Well, nah, I really don't want none of these crashing on the couch because I'm trying to fuck.
On the couch?
Maybe.
Oh, all right.
Sadie's at fucking grandma's.
Yeah,
I
that's
might
true.
fuck in the kitchen.
Sure. That's why I don't put my stuff down in there.
Don't fucking eat over for the next week until that joint gets disinfected.
That's right.
You
We
know
need
what
some
I mean?
bleach wipes.
That's all.
We need
Yeah.
Sergeant Bubbles to come in and straighten it all
Sergeant
out.
Bubbles cleaning service. I had something to say about her today, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
It's probably for the best.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Safety first.
No, it was like something funny and cute, but I didn't have it in my notes. This is the shit. I be forgetting the shit. I come up with a lot of shit, but I only write down some of the shit.
Right, and then the chata takes the rest from you.
Or the child just starts adding more. I don't know. Sometimes, you know
It's
what I mean?
piling on.
I'll be getting loose. And my contacts are getting dry. So,
Oh,
you know what
once
that
again,
means?
we don't have the saline.
No, I don't have it up
So
here.
you say that to say this.
I say that to say this is the end of another episode of The Gig. So to you gentlemen in the live chat or ladies in the live chat, we appreciate you hanging out for whether you hung out the whole night or you just showed up 10 minutes ago and hung out for 10 minutes. We appreciate any of your time. I'm glad that you came through to hang out. I am particularly glad that the Three Musketeers got back together and fucking E and Smoke came through. I appreciate it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, Allison Barnack, you just missed out on 2 hours of a great show. She just showed up. She saw your handsome face probably on a post that you were on the gig live, and she had no choice but to show up.
No choice but to tune in.
I don't blame her. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, dog. So that's another episode of The Gig. We have, if you're listening, anywhere that you're listening, go to the Facebook and like the Gig Podcast page, because if you like it and follow it, that's where you're going to get the live stream at on Fridays and Mondays. Also, go over to YouTube, follow the Gig Podcast on the channel. Payday has so generously put in the bottom of the chat the GigPodcast.net, which will bring you to all the videos. There's a whole ton of them. So if you like what you hear, go listen to some older ones. They're all entertaining. I'm getting really good at this. I'm only going to continue to get better. So come show up next week and a week after that and a week after that. This is the Gig Podcast. That's 2 G's in a microphone. 4 G's tonight. And we are going to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
Payday Jones and Swap Beats.